funding the commons. I am just a steward. So thank you everyone for making it this far with us. Yeah. The next hour will be a culmination of many of the efforts that we have been outputting for the past month. I see a number of builders in the room from both the residency and the hackathon. So we're going to hear from some of the winning and finalist projects and announce some really cool projects that got built in the past few days and few weeks. First, I'll give a brief summary of the residency that just happened. How many of the Chiang Mai residents are in the room right now? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So we were basically almost 1 month long in Chiang Mai, which is a smaller city to the north. We had 40 individuals from 24 countries around the world building together a really beautiful collaborative environment at a place called Four Seas, which was not in Chiang Mai proper, but up in the mountains in nature, which we believe was a more conducive environment towards kind of creating and birthing the types of public goods and the types of collaborative production that we were envisioning. So it was a combination between our two sister brands, Funding the Commons and Earth Commons. And we worked on a number of different projects. You'll get a little flavor because some of the projects that were hackathon finalists also were birthed during the residency. It was a number of projects on public goods funding and climate and real world impacts, last mile finance, and some of the use cases that you've been hearing from folks in the Stellar ecosystem and other kind of communities that are implementing crypto in the real world for unbanked populations. So this was our location, Four Seas Mountain. There's 2 Four Seas locations. It's a group of self-labeled Chinese crypto digital nomads that created a base for folks that wanted to work on blockchain projects to land and experience co-living and beautiful nature. And so it was a perfect host for us. They actually reached out to us at the beginning of the year, and apparently a number of the other pop-ups and residencies in Chiang Mai were vying for basically hosting the residencies there, and we were honored to be basically prioritized and courted to do that. So we had a number of peer-to-peer workshops. So a lot of the builders offered each other organically their knowledge. You heard, some of you were in the room this morning where you heard from some of our builders about how kind of people were stepping up and supporting each other to work on projects. And I kind of went through some of the themes that people were working on. Kind of how do we fund more open source? How do we create new funding mechanisms for climate? How do we apply blockchain technology in the real world for those most in need? How do we evaluate the impact of digital public goods? How do we create open source software together in a collaborative peer-to-peer environment? Open source and decentralized AI, which you just heard about from Juan and Ilya, and zero knowledge proofs and privacy, specifically in relation to digital identity and sensitive information. So these are some of the photos from the residency. Ping pong tournaments were a big thing for some reason. It seems to be like an international cherished activity. We had Duke's son, the youngest builder at, is it 13? Yeah, 13 years old. Was one of the builders who submitted a final project and presented on our showcase. Here you see some of the other builders, one of which may have won a prize that we'll present shortly. This is the dome room. That's a pretty cool image that I don't know how they created that transparency. Shikar doing some magic with coins. And here's our group photo, which I somehow missed, unfortunately for me. Yeah, thanks again to all the partners and sponsors. Special shout out to Pagoda, our local production partner. Yeah. And yeah, we are starting to brainstorm and plan our 2025 residency. So if you are interested in supporting, collaborating, or getting involved in any way, feel free to come talk to me afterwards. So thank you again, and now time for some announcements.
Okay, we're going to be talking about the winners of our hackathon. Let's start with some context, actually. This was our second hackathon. And fun fact, I actually participated in the first Funding the Commons hackathon last year. That's why, or how I actually learned about Funding the Commons. And I was a part of the winning team back then. So this was like very special for me to see it from the other side this time. The hackathon was going on for a whole month, from October 7th till November 7th. And we actually had the last kind of in-person push on the 6th and 7th of November here in Bangkok. So it was really special as well to meet the different builders that we have interacted with online for over a month. We had builders from different countries. We had builders from, I know, Brazil, Colombia, Germany, and Thailand, and more. So really diverse participation. We had builders building different teams and solutions across things like governance, privacy, public goods funding, infrastructure, impact evaluation, climate, and more. So we are really excited to present the results today. Just some numbers as well. We had over 116 approved projects submitted in the hackathon, over 350 builders, and over $100,000 free dollars in prizes. So without further ado, let's just get into it. So first, let's start with the Stellar track. We have Freely with 15,000 in XLM. Billy App with 10K in XLM, and Stellar Mobile Money Bridge 5K in XLM. Let's give them a round of applause. Honorable mentions going to Includer, UZA, Kettle Capital, Astrolink, Uspend, Pulse, Saraban Reverse Auction, and AgriFutures. I know many builders are actually watching the live stream, so again, congratulations to everyone. We decided to also play some demos. Also, if any of the builders winning are here, please raise your hand so that we can invite you to the stage. But let's watch the Freely demo. Again, this is the winner of the Stellar track.
Let's see how simple it is to send money back home. The user starts the conversation by typing, "Hey, I want to send money back home to my mom." Freely is ready to help, asking a few quick questions to get the details just right. Step by step, the user provides details like the recipient's name, phone number, the amount to send, and the destination country. Freely keeps it all as easy and friendly as a casual chat, with no confusing Web3 or crypto jargon along the way. Just straightforward prompts for a smooth experience. Freely opens a mini app right within the chat, where the user can review and adjust any transfer details if needed. The best part? There's no need to leave the chat or install anything extra. It's all seamless and right at their fingertips. Next, a quick phone verification through a one-time passcode will be sent to the user's phone to keep things secure. Since Stellar Rails require KYC verification, Freely includes an easy process for users to upload their ID documents. With just a few taps, they can upload their documents and complete the identity check for compliance. Now, it's time to finalize. Freely offers two convenient ways to pay. For added flexibility, users can choose to pay in cash at a nearby convenience store through one of Freely's trusted on-ramp partners, or they can transfer funds directly to a bank account. Once the bank transfer is received, Freely takes care of the rest, using the latest in crypto technology behind the scenes. The user doesn't need to worry about complicated processes, just a smooth, secure transfer to their loved ones.
Awesome. Let's move on to the next one, which is going to be Near. Thanks. So Near was the AI, decentralized AI track. We have 3 winners. We have Will, Net, FL, Feather Near, and Delta. Let's see the winners demo as well. Oh, it was on Vimeo, so it was difficult to embed. So we actually pasted the QR code there if anyone wants to check it out. Yeah, let's keep moving. We have a few more. Actually, wait, one more question. Is anyone from the builders in this track here, by any chance? No. Let's keep moving then. Falcon Foundation sponsored the other track, where we have 3 winners as well. We have ZK Resolution, Sovereign Search, and WheelNet FL again. Congratulations. Wait. I want to mention the honorable mentions as well. We have Refugee Identity Issuer, Open Arms, and Proof of Change in Jurdal. Let's watch the ZK Resolution demo quickly.
Hi, I'm Dhananjay and I've built ZK Resolution, which is a secure protocol for DNS lookups using zero knowledge proofs and proof of location using your delay in the internet pings. So we are using telemetry tools. So I'm just walking through how it works. Domain providers stake native tokens on our platform. This acts as a unified liquidity protocol for other DEX protocols to use, and also users can exchange their domain as a marketplace on our platform. Apart from that, they can choose any one network like EVMOS, which is an EVM chain, and a Cosmos local chain. Our Cosmos local chain is built using Spawn Toolkit and it is currently running. And the Himen's a soulbound token, he sets users within 200 kilometers location can only query his DNS server, and it would take them around 10 seconds. So if a user comes into the DNS, he looks up the DNS, he provides a ZK proof, our Nexus layer, like a middleware protocol, like an MPC, verifies the ZK proof, and if it's verified, after that we send a ping request to the actual DNS server and calculate the time it took. If it is more than 10 seconds, which was provided by the domain owner, you don't get a response from the DNS server because you're trying to pretend in the location, but you're not actually in that location.
Yeah, I think we unfortunately have to cut for the purpose of time, but let's leave it there in case anyone wants to scan the QR code quickly. And we'll be moving on to the next one, which is DAO Star. We have 2 winners, Ecosystem Vision and GrandScan. I know we had the GrandScan builder here earlier. Is he still here? Do you want to come and quickly share what your project is about?
Yeah, so I hacked in last 2 days of the hackathon IRL, and it was about using the DAO IP5 data standard, using all the grant application data available. All the data available, made available by open source observer, and by DAO Star put into a consumable good schema, and I built a search engine on top of it that you can find any past applications that have been made for grant funding, and you can do whatever with it. Thanks to DAO IP5.
Thank you, and super useful technology. And I remember when you walked into the hackathon, started from scratch, from the ground up, busted the project out in 36 hours. So super impressive.
Thank you. Let's move on to Holonym, which was the decentralized identity track, where we have 2 winners, Serfina Network and TrueFi. Are any of the builders here? Oh yeah, let's hear from you.
Hi. Well, to summarize what's TrueFi, we found out on DAO ecosystem they had a big problem. The problem is for resolution of some votes, like okay. Yeah, has a problem with some vote resolution because some people are more technical than others, or some people know about crypto economics than others. So with TrueFi, we applied this voting score to make more weight into the votes of the users who knows the best, and give a neutral or a little bit of both weight to the people who know a little bit or knows nothing about the votes. Yeah, and that's it.
Congratulations. Thank you. Ken, do you want to share a little bit about Refunite Network?
Hi, sorry. What do we need to do?
Just talk about your hackathon project.
Okay, my project. Thank you. Yeah, fucking dope. Cool. And I was in a meeting, so I need to switch my brain. Okay, yeah. So for Refunite, what we did is actually I was a member at the residency of Funding the Commons, and there we had a lot of learnings and directions and lessons from people that work in refugee support networks. And one of the issues that they face is that they need to curate a trust network of 100,000 community leaders. And what we basically did is take their problem and see how can we solve this Web3 tech, which we did by combining Heads protocol and SAFE so they can self-govern this trust network. And this enables the organization to focus on other things because there's a lot of overhead with 15 people to curate a network of 100,000 refugees that basically can lose all their possessions every day. So that's what we submitted. We integrated it with Silk Wallet from Holonym. So with Silk Wallet from Holonym, you can log in with your phone or with your email address, which makes it a lot easier to recover a new account or a wallet. Yeah, that's it, and it works, so that's cool. Yeah, thanks.
Awesome. Let's move on to KlimaDAO track, which was the climate track that also had two specific bounties, including the toucan bounty that was not distributed and the charity bounty that's still to be added. We have three winners: Proof of Change, PG Atlas, and 0x Farms. We're gonna watch the Proof of Change video. Let's do it.
Hi, nice to meet you all. My name is Vivian, and my partner Jess and I will be walking you through our project, Proof of Change, that we built for the Funding for Commons Hackathon, where we have integrated with Astral Protocol. So, very broadly speaking, our project aims to address the climate and environmental crises by creating a product that links climate financing to environmental impact. We're building a retroactive funding mechanism that revolutionizes environmental funding through satellite verified impact by leveraging ZKTLS and ZKML to transform financing into tangible, verifiable change. We have also integrated with Astral Protocol's logbook to geotag and store project data. So we've seen a disconnect between climate funding and environmental impact. Over the last decade, the amount of climate financing has increased at an average of 12% per year, and climate financing will continue to increase as the world continues to take actions to limit temperature increases and achieve net zero emissions by 2050. However, the environmental reality continues to be challenging, as we're seeing record high temperatures, greenhouse gas concentrations, sea level rise, and extreme weather conditions like flooding, wildfires, and extreme heat. So to address these challenges, we're building a product that transparently, directly, and verifiably links financing to environmental outcomes. Traditional public funding faces many bottlenecks, such as slow, redundant, and manual processes. So what we're building is a ZK-ML-powered platform that streamlines, automates, and cryptographically secures the project selection, funding, monitoring, and validation processes. Our product has three key features: the project selection and approval mechanism, the financing and funding infrastructure, and the monitoring, reporting, and verification component. So for the project selection and approval mechanism, we will have a DAO governance mechanism where DAOs and sub-DAOs are formed for each project. And for instance, will consist of project funders, local community members where projects are taking place, experts, etc. They'll be responsible for overseeing the project selection, approving funding, and validating project milestones and completion. and all of their actions like voting, approving, and attesting to projects will be recorded on the blockchain. For the financing and funding infrastructure, we have a retroactive funding mechanism using smart contracts to automate project funding once environmental milestones are verified and approved by the project-specific DAO. And for the monitoring, reporting, and verification component, our product tracks and validates environmental progress using Astro Protocol's logbook, where the project proposal, progress, and completion are all logged and geotagged. We will also leverage ZKML to analyze on-the-ground evidence submitted by projects and ZKTLS to verify satellite images submitted by the project as well. Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Vivian.
Hopefully that gives everyone an idea of proof of change. The demo is 6 minutes, so unfortunately we cannot watch the whole thing, but you can scan the QR code in case you'd like to learn more. Another reason, oh, we're skipped. Spoiler alert. Well, we wanted to show the proof of change. Is it working? Yeah? Proof of change video as well, because they also won the Astral Bounty. Honorable mentions to compensate FTC and bins. Next up is our Funding the Commons track. So we have 3 winners. We have EES, Doogly, and Dead Project Snipper. I believe we have some builders with us here. I think Shui is here somewhere. Come tell us about your project. Congratulations.
Hi everyone, I'm Shui. Yep. IES is one of my products I built in Builder Agency. And IES stands for Impact Evaluation Service for Public Goods. And that is built to incentivize the evaluator on public goods funding space. On IES, everyone can be evaluated and then create impact evaluation report on IES, and then contract also create proposal on governance contract. So the people vote for proposal if it looks good or not. So, and then it's proposal pass IS contract, create attestation on chain and mint some token for retro funding and kind of stuff to incentivize evaluator. That's it. If you are interested in that, please talk to me after that. Yeah. Thank you.
Congratulations. And I think, I forgot to mention Counterfactually, I think someone from Counterfactually is here around today as well. Maybe not in this room, but definitely outside. Super interesting project, so make sure to find them. And shout out to Douglas as well. I know it was built by one of our residents who cannot be here today because he's back in India, so also shout out to him. We're thinking maybe to play the video for a bit, no? You can watch a part of it at least.
Hello guys, I'm presenting you Toogly. So the problem we are solving is there is the mismatch between the supply and demand in terms of crypto donations, where there are people who have tokens and they want to donate, but there is the friction on the receiving end which have lot of criterias of acceptance, and this is causing the loss of lot of potential donations for the crypto projects. And in order to solve this, we created Doogly. Doogly is the friendly octopus which has its arms stretched across all the chains, and you can provide any token to Doogly and you will get hypersert in return. And Doogly provides all the recipients with the token which they accepts. And that's how the Doogly solves this problem. So when you see the Doogly in action, you can see all the campaigns, and you can create the campaigns. When you fill in the details, you mint a hypersert which represents the donation campaign, and also you create the allo protocol pool which will be accepting all the donations. So these are the couple of campaigns which I have already created, and when you look at all the details, you can check all the funds received, funding goals, chain, as well as contributors. You can get this donation widget. You can paste this widget in your website to accept donations. Let me show you how this works. So this is a sample website I have created, and this is the widget I have integrated. When you click on contribute, you can see the wallet address, you can select the chain, you can select the tokens, as well as you can, when you enter the amount and click donate, you will be able to donate.
I think we can pause here. Really hoping to see this solution integrated in something like Gitcoin grants. It would be great to donate in any coin. Let's. We also have that project snipper, which we thought was super interesting. So let's just watch maybe a little bit as well, just for us to get an idea of what they built.
Welcome to that project snipper, the tracker for projects that have met an unfortunate end. This tool tracks projects that receive grants from Potluck. Our goal is to identify challenges early on, provide insights, and help make data-driven decisions to deal with the struggling projects. So let's start by taking a look at here, where the project from Potluck list is listed. Currently, we don't have everything on here, only a few selected top projects which have the most donations in. If you select one of the projects like this, it will show the graphs and the scores and the reports like this. And note, this is a dummy data. We are still wrangling with it. And what we focused on is to build a pipeline, and which we used with Masa and Near Blocks Indexer to retrieve social and on-chain data. And this shows the summary score driven from the activity data, which is shown like this. And for scoring random report, we utilize LLM as a judge to assess whether a project is effectively dead or still progressing. The assessment is backed by a combination of textual descriptions and the visual data representations here. These insights should help stakeholders to make...
Stop here. Really, really great project that hopefully is going to clean the grant space up a little bit. Let's move on to Ton Protocol/build. We have 3 winners: Pinda Builder, Builder, and Engagement.vision. Congratulations. Are any of the builders here with us? No? Good. Let's see if we can watch one of the videos. So Pinda Builder didn't submit a video, but Builder did. So let's quickly watch a part of that.
Hey, VM everyone. This is Sarthak this side from the team Builder. Builder is basically a platform where you can find your perfect build partner, which is built on top of Talent Protocol. Talent Protocol helps you bring your reputation on-chain. Nowadays, there's multiple Web3 hackathons as well as Web2 hackathons are happening. People are actively looking for fun and someone with a good skill set to participate with. But in case of online hackathons, it is very easy to fake your skills. And hence we have built Builder, which provides proof of skill set using Talent Protocol. Let me show you directly the working. Okay, we'll go to the Discover section. The profiles are being fetched from Talent Protocol's API. Just a disclaimer that I have already right swiped another person from my ID, that is Binance.eth. And now as I right swipe Binance.eth, I can chat with him and the match is created. As you can see in the DB, the match is created. Also, you can reject someone by left swiping there in case you don't like their on-chain identity. There's this profile section where you can see your achievements based on certain filters. And that's all what we could build for funding the commons. But we have multiple features coming like minting NFTs based on perks you have with your builder partners and so on. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Let's move on to Layer. We have Builders Dollar as a winner. Congratulations. Do we have you here? Do you want to share a little bit?
Thank you. So we competed for the layer governance track. If you guys are familiar with like Octant or Glow Dollar, right? These like, you're holding some sort of coin, it's generating yield. So we're the Breadchain Cooperative. We had that mechanism before. And basically what we did in this hackathon is we used EAS attestations from the Optimism Foundation to create a similar mechanism. So it's a stable coin that you hold, generates yield. Yield goes to Optimism builders. The mechanism is completely decentralized in terms of like the recipients. So we don't have any control over the recipients. It's all based on existing attestations by the Optimism Foundation. And it should generate around 6 to 10% yield on the stablecoin that's held there. And yeah, just funding public goods in a decentralized way. Thank you.
Awesome. And next up, we have Numbers Protocol with 2 winners, Infinity Book and Jurdal. Congratulations. I think we might have someone from the builders here, or maybe even someone from Numbers Protocol. I knew they said they were coming. Would you just quickly, maybe if you want to introduce yourself, it would be great to hear from you.
So hi, I'm Sherry from Numbers Protocol. So thanks everyone. So even though this shooting I'm not in here, but we actually joined the hackathon at in between the hackathon. So still happy that we can receive a lot of project. And so actually we are very impressed of these 2 projects. So although they are not there here, so I think the first is a book for the pets. So it's actually utilize our solution, including the media proof provenance on blockchain, which we are very impressive because previously I think we collaborate with journalists, but this is for general use for general people. So we are very love this solution. And the second deal is like Indonesia using our technology into the election result for the online voting, which is also very impressive because we collaborate with a lot of team with the election, especially in the presidential election this year in Indonesia. So we are lovely to see these 2 projects. So I just help them to introduce. Thank you.
Thank you. And actually, a Numbers Protocol also hosted a great workshop during the hackathon. So all of our workshops are uploaded on our YouTube. So if you want to build with Numbers Protocol or any of the other sponsors, feel free to check the videos out. Next up, we have actually the video of Infinity Book. Let's maybe check it out for a bit. It was very cute. Okay, let's just keep moving on for time's sake. Let's try Jurdal instead.
Good deal. Please make sure you have an account for capture, and then just log in. And you can look for the recapitulation. And if you want to contribute for new recap, just go into this page and then look for the your registered asset. If you want to capture some asset, you need to use the capture app on iPhone or Android. I want to use this one. And yeah, if I wanna look for the full image, I just need to open this button for open image on the new page. Yeah. This is the image, and the image is included.
We do have to keep moving, unfortunately, but feel free again to scan the QR code so that you can watch the whole video. Then we have Declan, which is to be added still. We are finalizing some judging through technical difficulties. And I do believe that's that's it. So thank you again to all our sponsors and partners for this hackathon. I do want to mention as well that we wouldn't be able to pull this off without our partner DoraHacks, the platform where we were running the hackathon. I believe someone from DoraHacks is here with us today as well. Oh, do you want to share a little bit as well, maybe about the experience?
Sure. I think when I hopped on the first call with the team, it was very interesting to see, the vision that these guys come with. And we're also very aligned in making, in funding public goods. We're also actively working on decentralized governance, MACI quadratic funding, which is a step towards funding public goods. So yeah, thanks for making this happen. And if any of you are actually interested in researching into public goods, in just the concept of decentralized democracy, decentralized funding, feel free to reach out to us. We have loads of community grants, not just for Web3, but for frontier tech, climate change, politics, philosophy. So yeah, feel free to reach out and yeah, keep building. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And yeah, DoraHacks, I'm going to give the mic back to you in 1 second, but I just want to say that DoraHacks was great, both as a team, partners to work with, communicate with, as well as a platform in terms of UX, UI, the technology itself, solid platform, really like smooth in terms of running a hackathon. And what I was also impressed by, they had this quadratic funding feature, which I'd never seen before, in terms of allowing the crowd to determine how to allocate prize funding. So we'll try to use that one next time because we didn't get it together in time, but it seemed like pretty innovative in terms of hackathon software. And I know you guys also have, in addition to a hackathon platform, a couple other arms. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So the DoraHacks platform that you guys used is the developer incentive platform. If by any chance any of you, want to continue working on the project, continue building, or it could be any other project of yours, feel free to check out the grant DAOs, the hackathons, the bounties, the quadratic funding options that we have for the projects. But apart from that, we do have Dora Ventures, which is the venture arm. We also pick a lot of projects from our own platform, our partner ecosystems, other ecosystems and so on, usually pre-seed and seed stage funding. The third one is Dora Factory, which is an infrastructure arm, which is also actually centered around public good staking. So we run nodes and validators on different blockchains, and all of the revenue, all of the APY that we get, we actually fund directly into hackathons, into different projects, into grant DAOs and so on. So yeah, this is the three things that you do, that we do. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Maybe just a last logistics announcement. We'll be publishing the winners on DoraHacks as well in the next hours, hopefully, and also sharing information about how to claim your prizes. Thank you.
Hi, we will be super quick because I know that everyone is ready to get to the next phase of our event, but we wanted to share a little bit about the design jam that Funding the Commons organized with our partner Nicole from APAC DAO, as well as Andrej and Justina, who I don't think is here, from Deep Work. So we'll just share a little bit about the 2 days that we spent together on November 6th and 7th, and the concept of a design jam, which is a new type of event format that we're experimenting with, and we're so grateful for all the teams and all the mentors that went through that experiment with us. So, nope. Which thing do I click for this? Okay, cool. So to quickly explain what is a design jam, it's blending together the design sprint process that is probably familiar from product development with the focused few days of working with a team from a hackathon, but designed toward folks that are maybe subject matter experts, but not necessarily building a technical on a technical project. So through the process of a design jam, then the outcome is not necessarily a technical prototype, but working on a concept that can grow into a further collaboration, and just has a different type of metrics and outcomes. So you can read quickly about our process. We had a bunch of different mentors, and so they were present sharing domain expertise both on the design process in general and on the subject matter from the challenges. So some mentors presented a challenge. So we had 22 different challenges that teams were choosing from. Some mentors worked very directly with the teams throughout the 2 days. Some were just available for a brief time to ask specific questions. And we had a really diverse group of folks from all of these different tracks providing wisdom about those. So we went through this process of that Andres did an amazing job on facilitating. We'll talk about in briefly of guiding folks through this design process in a structured and guided way that was still had space for expansion. And yeah, thanks to these amazing facilitators. And Nicole.
All right, so again, I mean, thank you so much for staying until this very last minute. And I have to say, with Design Jam, this is also something that we are also experimenting. And the idea at the first place is to put people from diverse backgrounds in one room for 2 days, basically in a structured, coordinated format. But basically, we want to be able to give you fun and engaging experience. And at the same time, we want to be able to bring in as many diverse people from different backgrounds, Web 2, Web 3, different industry as possible, so that we will be able to come together and jam ideas, work together and mingle, share the vibe, and most importantly, to come up with something beautiful afterwards. So we also have 22 challenges, which spread across different areas, technical, social, as well as different aspects of development, technical, non-technical as well. And I believe that we also have some of the teams pick out the 3 topics and the challenges here. One is with the small-scale farmer market connection. I believe that the team has also a very interesting mix of background coming from different aspects of production, market, GTM, go-to-market, as well as logistics. We also have some of the teams picking the encouraging NGOs to experiment with blockchain solutions. I believe the builders here as well. Then talking about the credit solutions, how to be able to get more people with access to banking services, as well as impact and metrics. So the team definitely, after 2 days, we would like to appreciate what they have come up with, and basically, with all of the interesting ideas that they come up with after the event. So over to Andre as well, to come up with the results of the 3 teams here that have been able to come up with very interesting MVP and prototype after 2 days, 48 hours, not even 48 hours. Then we would like to invite them here, maybe.
We just have a few more slides to go through.
Yeah. So we have one qualitative contribution measurement, one is on NGO onboarding, and the other is about regenerative farming resource network.
Yeah, I'll just finish up the slides real quick. These people will present it in a second, so I'm not going to go into details on that. However, I think the whole concept was quite interesting because one of the things that we wanted to try out is, thank you, to shift the incentive from purely monetary-driven kind of contribution to a hackathon and kind of getting money and then basically finishing the project and then never seeing each other again, into something that focuses on intrinsic motivation to solve challenges and bringing people together from different expertises. And so a lot of people really enjoyed that this is not very specifically tech focused, but got them to explore problems from other spaces, to meet people with different expertises, to get to know each other, and kind of also feel impactful with whatever they are contributing to. And obviously we had really excellent mentors, like Beth shared earlier. Probably had more mentors than participants. But the whole experience was just generally very delightful because it was a good mix of individuals from different backgrounds. And also just from my perspective, we've been thinking about this project for probably, 5 years or something, but this is the first time we actually finally were able to make it happen. And I think the next kind of stage of that will be to recreate that in a probably online environment because it's kind of easier to do and we can focus more on the process. potentially connecting with incubator projects that can guide teams further after this kind of innovation phase or after the concept phase, because the concept was useful and already kind of creates an opportunity for funding, but also for like long-term project survival. And yeah, and just like supporting them with infrastructure for market validation and leveraging more Web3 native ways of funding the ongoing development, and also creating a record of the research for research in this experimental project, I think. But yeah, the idea is to capture also everybody's contribution, because things that normally you don't necessarily track what people have really done, but in this process we can do it. If you are interested in more details, take this code, and that captures everything we had prepared also. I think that's it. Do you want to take over?
Yeah, so,
thank you.
Okay, cool. Thank you for spending some time learning about the Design Jam. We'll now have the teams present extremely quickly on their general concept. If we want to hear first from Ryan and Recipro. And I think even though we had discussed a longer sharing time, let's stick it to 1 minute, because everyone's getting restless.
Hi everyone, we are Recipro.
And the why is that a lot of energy is not used constructively by climate passioneers, is what we're calling it, and a lot of climate action needs more action and more hands.
And we have two groups of people, users. So one is the farmers and the local, and another one is the passioneers and the volunteers. And in the middle, we have the weaver that represent the farmers and the locals.
So one thing we focused on was having the weavers connecting to the farmers with the passioneers, rather than building technology for small farmers, because we all know that they don't have the time, resources, and money to do that. So we're really focusing on building a platform for weavers to connect. These are some of the key principles that we worked into our idea and integrated with it, figuring out how to create a kind of like circular economy with housing and resource sharing, skill sharing, educational experiences between smallholder farmers as well as these passioneers, volunteers, etc.
The how is we have a magic exchange platform that matches the resources from the passioneers to organizations that are able to offer and exchange different values, whether it is an inspiration, an experience, or whether it is hard skills or time and labor. Yep.
And we saw that this was a part of an ecosystem, so that there are many opportunities and ideas. The mentors really encouraged funding in this area, because there's many technological innovations that could all work together to make the pie of the food intelligence grow.
This is our team, and we want to thank our mentors, especially Natalie and Scott, as well as inspiration from Michael Bowens and Pete Silverton. Okay, thank you.
Okay, hi everyone, this is Jasmine. This was my project. Basically, I joined as a solo founder in the competition, but then I had also my co-founder join from the office, and mental health support from Mudeng. And yeah, basically my idea was to create some kind of onboarding on-chain NGO, because I think yeah, a lot of times we only think about the end consumer, but yeah, if we look at the region, Asia Pacific, and more particularly about Thailand, there's yeah, a lot of problems that non-profit organizations face. We have about 25,000 non-profit organizations just in Thailand, and yeah, they face different kind of challenges from funding, bureaucracy, complexity, political interference, capacity building, and transparency and accountability. So my solution was initially to just focus on the financial component, but then eventually when I spent time during the hackathon, I actually met a lot of mentors and also founders, and it was very good experience to talk with them and go through different idea and concept to elaborate better way to integrate non-profit organization and NGO into blockchain through using different kind of system like decentralized identity, having wallet connecting to their identity so they can both use for payments and also raise funds at the same time, and also have connected debit cards in case they want to use their crypto. And also like through the digital identity can also get verified more easily and faster, and then connect to different networks of services for non-profit like TechSoup, Trust Law, and Cyber Institute. And yeah, the importance is about using open source and open API, having modularity and interoperability, because during the hackathon also we met different teams and different causes working, for example, with farmers, refugees, and asylum seeker. So it's interesting context to explore, and I hope more people have awareness about nonprofits. Thank you.
Testing. Hi everyone, I'm Cooper and I'm representing the Impact and Metrics team. And we had a challenge statement that was sponsored by the DAO IP5 standard. And there was two parts to the question. So the first was about what kinds of methods and metrics might become standard across different communities. And the second was what kind of a platform might enable grant managers to add their own metrics and start measuring data. And so we talked about a lot of various metrics we could measure. We really settled on the global commons, particularly knowledge, social, and earth commons as being common standards or areas of impact that we could measure. And we also talked about values as being kind of cross-sector measurements that we could measure the value of contributions on. And when talking about value, obviously scales of reference is really important, and so recognizing that we need to not only measure collective value, but also individual value, and that ties very much into how we collect data. So just recognizing that right now there's a very high amount of kind of objective data collection, but also recognizing that subjective value is really important to measure as well. And so that leads into the second part. Here we got a bit more practical. We've actually, in parallel for a community called Open Heart and Mind, we've been developing a system that can measure subjective value of contributions. And so we took the Design Jam as a working example. We collected a list of contributions and we put some of those into the prototype, including financial contributions, time that the awesome mentors spent with us, and planning and preparation, and so on. And we also put some of the values that we talked about in that Design Jam into the prototype itself. Then we did these reviews, which the entire way are just pairwise comparisons. There is this trickier meta review component that I won't have time to get into. But basically, the upshot of this prototype is that the only thing anyone ever needs to do is a simple pairwise comparison. And out of that process, we can generate an automatic measure of the value of every single contribution on whatever dimensions we're interested in measuring. And from there, once you have that public resource, you can filter it in any way that you want. And so I'm showing some examples. You can filter according to the value that each contributor has created, value per category that you've measured. You can start looking at things like gratitude per minute. And because financial contributions can also be included in this system, you can start to pull out gratitude per dollar and really expand the concept of what we call value to include those things that we externalize under the current system. And so if you're interested in that, this is the prototype. You can scan that QR and jump in. I'd love to hear what you think about it. And yeah, just really highlighting that this is a radically inclusive process. It embeds direct incentives for people to do reviews and contribute in different ways. And it produces these autonomous and interoperable metrics. And right now, we're building an MVP to overcome some of these problems. So if you're interested in building this out, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks very much.
All right, so we have a special surprise announcement coming from none other than Juan. All right, so let's get the connection.
Man, it's not. Hopefully it'll load fast. Thank you. Sorry to do it. That's what it's for. It was working earlier, so it shouldn't be. Yeah, there we go. It should be good. All right, hey everyone. We're gonna move really fast because we have like, I guess 5 minutes. I want to talk. We want to talk to you about Crecimiento and Aleph. Crecimiento is a movement to transform the Argentinian economy into a crypto-native, prosperous economy. And Aleph was a pop-up city that we ran in August, and it was amazing. And we're gonna do it again in December, and we want to invite all of you to come. But let us just quickly tell you what Crecimiento is about. Argentina started in the top of the world. It was one of the top 10 countries by GDP. Bad economic policies plunged it into a disastrous fiscal problem. Has had massive inflation for a long time, but right now there's a huge opportunity to fix the economy and drive a lot of prosperity. And a lot of that comes from fixing the entire financial infrastructure with better primitives. In general, companies flow from worse economies to better ones, so you have to go from a worse economy to a top-tier economy if you want success. This is how Seoul, Singapore, Dubai, and so many other places have radically improved their outlooks. And we can use crypto to build those kinds of infrastructure to build that sort of future. Now, the opportunity is that the way to do that is that you can think of all of the frictions in a normal economy, and each of those frictions can be solved with crypto financial rails. They just require some product to be built to be able to do that well. Like today, tons of startups have dramatically changed the outlook for lots of countries out there by building a good product and service to enable this. So the plan that we have, the crazy idea that we started a few months ago, I guess. Yeah, it was like
less than a year.
Yeah, less than a year. So a few months ago, we're like, there's this crazy opportunity right now in Argentina because it has massive crypto adoption, and Milei was elected to deregulate a lot of the economy and change the inflation outcome. There's an opportunity right now in the next 2 to 3 years to build as many high-quality products and services that transform the economy and drive strong prosperity. And if we can do that in 2 to 3 years, then we can flip the entire country into a crypto-native, PGF-oriented community. And what that's going to require is builders like you coming out there to go do this with us. So the call is the call to adventure, the call to action is to come join us in December and help build this stuff with us. The pop-up city that we ran in August, Aleph, the Ciudad de Crecimiento, was a pretty large thing. We had all kinds of events, all kinds of community gatherings. There were 68 startups that flew and worked together out of the Aleph hub. We built a regulation day with tons of participants. We onboarded merchants who then finally were using crypto to escape the throes of inflation. It was like really, really an amazing thing. Actually, maybe Diego, you were there. Describe it in like a few words.
Well, Crecimiento Aleph was a crazy month, but a crazy month as it gets. I mean, 2,000 people all over the city. Merchants, local merchants accepted native payments in crypto, and we created a special token, a stablecoin token, and merchants all over the place accepting payments in crypto. And all of that Juan is saying that is going to happen in the future is already starting to happen now. Just to give you an idea, Buenos Aires City has already launched a self-sovereign identity platform based on crypto railways using CK Sync. 3 other provinces have followed suit. Driver's licenses will be issued anchored in blockchain. The Buenos Aires City is also planning with other provinces to tokenize subsidies, public subsidies, in order to be able to trace how people spend their money when government subsidies are in place. So we need you to come, we need you to build there because things are happening, and we want your talent to be there, please.
So the next moment will be in December. Come out, and we're going to be running a few programs for builders. So first is we're going to build the first on-chain city. So you're going to hear more about that in the future, so this is alpha for you.
the first on-chain city. And we're going to have accelerators for startups that want to build there. And we're also going to have a founder school that Lara and I are going to be building. And so you can, if you're an aspiring founder that wants to potentially build one of these things, 3 opportunities for you. Come to Crecimiento Day in a few days. We're going to have a whole day where we talk about what we're going to do. Second, we're going to run a workshop around aspiring founders and how to get started. And 3, come join the founder school that we're going to build. Yeah, and come out in December. So hopefully see you there, and let's transform Argentina.